thing that I've learned in this video.
So basically, the Britannia was like the least evil, the least, the least poisonous. You know what I'm saying? One of those little situations where you just gotta choose the least harmful poison. It's still poison, but it's like, hey, you know what I'm saying, what do? You feel what I'm saying? One thing I realized, I kind of picked up the fact that the UK, you know what I'm saying, the hotels in the UK might be overpriced, bruh. You know what I mean? What do you mean, like a couple $1,000 a night? Okay, this shit is like, direct conversion to like the currency, from where I'm at, you know what I'm saying, in rands. That shit is like thousands a night. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Gosh. I mean, like, I want to find something out with Copilot right quick. Yo, Copilot.
Hey, Venus and Blue.
Yo, how much is an average hotel price in the UK? Like, hotel price for an average standard hotel, let's say 3 stars a night.
The average price for a night in a 3-star hotel in the UK is around £90 to £150. Prices can vary based on location, time of booking and season. Looking for something specific?
Convert £90 into South African rands, bro.
£90 is about 2,033 South African rands right now.
Okay,
Got
now no. Let me know how much is an average. How much is a 3-star South African hotel price?
A night in a 3-star hotel in South Africa usually costs between 1,000 to 1,500 rands. Prices depend on the location and time of year. Got any travel plans?
Yo, what's the Airbnb market in South Africa look like in a place like Cape Town?
In Cape Town, Airbnb listings are quite popular with over 18,000 active rentals. The average nightly rate is about 1,600 to 1,700 South African rands, with occupancy rates around 71%. Sounds like a vibrant market, right?
So what's the cheapest hospitable type of facility that you can be at as a tourist in South Africa? What's the cheapest one?
The cheapest option for tourists in South Africa is usually a backpackers hostel. You can find dormitory beds for as low as £10 to £25 per night. Backpackers hostels are a great way to save money and meet fellow travelers. Sounds like an adventure, huh?
And then when we're talking about quality in terms of, okay, what does the tourist market prefer between hotels and backpackers facilities?
Tourists in South Africa often prefer hotels for comfort and amenities, especially mid-range to luxury options. However, budget travelers and younger tourists might lean towards backpackers facilities for the social experience and cost effectiveness. It's really about personal preference.
Okay, so according to your just analysis, observation, or whatever, would you say Gen Z prefers hotels over backpackers facilities, or the other way around?
Gen Z travelers tend to favor unique experiences, so they're often drawn to backpackers facilities for the social vibe and budget-friendly options. But they still appreciate hotels for comfort and amenities, especially if they offer a unique or trendy experience.
And then when we're looking at the UK market in terms of the tourists that land, there, like, do more Gen Zs prefer backpackers spaces or hotels, and places like hotels?
In the UK, Gen Z travelers typically lean towards backpackers spaces for the social and budget-friendly experience. They're drawn to the communal atmosphere and affordability. However, they also appreciate unique and boutique hotels that offer a distinctive experience. So there's a mix, but backpackers facilities often have the edge with the younger crowd.
And how much would you say it is per night to stay in a backpacker's space in the UK? A backpacker, like, what is a backpacker's facility? Is it like a room? Is it a back room? Is it an apartment? Like, what are we talking about?
Sorry for the mix-up. In the UK, a night in a backpacker's hostel costs around £15 to £30. These places typically offer dormitory-style rooms with bunk beds, shared bathrooms, and common areas. It's all about the social experience and affordability, rather than luxury. Intrigued by the idea?
Yeah, no. That is kind of intriguing. Yo, I remember, right? Like it was high school, bro. I was in a high school. It was a boarding school. You know what I'm saying? It was a boarding school. I don't know whether the name drop. I don't know whether it's cheap. I don't know whether it's necessary to fucking name drop. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, in Limpopo, they dog in Bela Bela. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would wonder, bro. There would be people. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's a tourist environment where I was at, where the boarding school was at, right? A whole lot of tourist resorts, forever resorts, things like that, right? So obviously our hostel would not only just house us, the students, but there would be from time to time people that would come. You know, I would assume Muti not some tourist vibes that's going on here. You know what I'm saying? Probably even people that work for game reserve companies and shit, or you know, operation type tourist type businesses type shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to put it. But they would come and chill there by our boarding school, dog. And our boarding school was like the same through and through. Like for the students, it was like a 2-story thing, right? It was like there was a floor, yeah, like the first floor, that's like the ground floor, and then one upstairs, right? A level, like up the stairs. And then you know what I mean? But it was like one hallway, bro, with just like simple dorm rooms. Get in there, you can see it's just like some student little shit, you know what I'm saying? Single bed type situation, a desk, closet, you know what I'm saying? Keep your shit. That's it. Maybe some chair space, like that's it, bruh. Or whatever the case, you know what I mean? And it was like that, and I guess, well, it was like that through and through, bro. Like even the upstairs level, bro. I would imagine it's the same thing. Well, obviously I wasn't allowed there because I wasn't even, like I was just a student. The upstairs portion was just reserved for, even the boarding master and everybody who's not a student who, you know what I'm saying, who needs to use the facility. So it makes more sense right now, and I feel like obviously those options are way more cheaper. You know what I mean? Because as I said, bro, you open up there, it's a small little storage space. It's the size of a storage space. You know what I'm saying? With nothing but enough room for your single bed, closet space, desk area. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, this just tells me how outside Gen Z is, bro. If Gen Z is really, truly, according to Copilot, if that's what they prefer. You know what I'm saying? Backpackers, hostels. You know me. I might just try that shit one day. You know what I'm saying? Kick it like my old Gen Z peers out here. You feel what I'm saying? Just to be outside with it. Get in a space like that. But that's because that space is just going to force you to be outside. You know what I'm saying? Torpedo right here has a segment where he rates his focus. You know what I'm saying? If his focus is drawn to just be outside instead of inside, he down rates the room. Of which I feel like it's necessary, bro. Especially if you're Gen Z, bro. These youngins, they got a whole lot to do, bro. The world is their oyster, my nigga. Everything is content, boy. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers live outside. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like it does make sense in that aspect. You know what I mean? For Gen Z to, connect to the more spontaneous, side of things, where it's like it's not about inside, it's about us being outside, just being free. You know what I'm saying? Being out there. Fuck it. Even if it's nothing but just a bed in here, I'll just live out of my suitcase. Make sure the food is good though. Make sure the shit is clean though. Feel me? And maybe just a desk area for my setup, for my live stream setup. You know what I'm saying? Or just like where I edit my videos so that my business can keep going while we out here. You know what I'm saying? Kicking it on vacation type shit. Yo, it's a cool time to be this part of it. You know, this part of you know, it's a cool time being part of the youth of this generation. God damn, why was that so hard to fucking say? Jesus Christ, brother. You gotta relax. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, what's next?